My pleasure to bring on the soccer boys. I'll tell you what, these guys are top of the line, Hall of Famers, and Giuseppe DePalo. My Italian buddy over here, head coach of the men's soccer team here at Nova Southeastern University, and Matt Parry, just inducted into the NSU Hall of Fame, assistant coach with the NSU Shark men's soccer team. Let's talk about soccer and how it's grown here. You have the longest tenure.
Second longest, I believe, after Coach Goodrich, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and you've, other than, and we're going to have to get into this year, but other than this season, you've made it to the playoffs every year. Tell us about soccer, how it's grown, and the fact that you've had two Hall of Famers to coach.
Well, the game, obviously, at the collegiate levels, growing leaps and bounds. I mean, just the speed of the game, the athleticism from back when I played in the olden days, 15, 20 years ago.
Olden days.
Just from an athletic
I have socks older than you.
From an athletic point of view, I mean, it's a different animal nowadays. The players are so big and fast and athletic, and you know, even at our level, it's a whole different dimension than it used to be. At the professional level now, the game is growing. MLS is doing a great job.
And with the MLS doing so successful, it grows the sport downward, because now athletes see that there is something after college.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, other than the fact that, you know, we get a lot of international students as well here at NSU, and in our conference, players, American players as well, have the opportunity to go on and progress to the next level.
Well, let's talk about, before we bring Matt in, how the sport has grown here at NSU, not only from the fact that you're going internationally to recruit players, but you have a beautiful new facility, a beautiful new field to play on, and it's really starting to attract even I mean, you've had a great program before, but we're talking about, you know, really, you know, a lot of A players coming here.
Yeah, I mean, when I started here, it was just myself. I had a part-time assistant, and you know, we had a tiny little office building. You know, the facility wasn't what it is now. So it's grown just from the simple fact of the university growing in general to having Matt as a full-time assistant. We've created, you know, a 5v5 tournament that's generating funds for the program. We've got a club now on campus that we're involved with. We've got a soccer camp. So, you know, the program itself has a wide array of, you know, other facets to it that I think all help the soccer program in general grow.
So it's all about branding.
I think it is, you know. I mean, the Sharks logo is, it pops, and, you know, we've got the club now involved with the Sharks, and I think it's all going to help our program, you know, not just our soccer program, but, you know, baseball, basketball, swimming, rowing, all the other sports in our athletic department in general, with attendance, with marketing, and just helping the school grow.
Well, let's talk about the recruiting internationally. Giuseppe DePalo, I'm sure for those of you listening, can figure out that he's not from Ireland. He's Italian-born, and I know you go to Italy to try to recruit some players. I mean, I don't think many people realize that we're talking about NSU Division II. We're going to, you know, places far and beyond to recruit the best soccer players in the world, not just in the States.
Well, we try. I mean, we try first and foremost to find as many good players as we can locally, and I think there are some good players, you know, locally. I think Division I obviously tends to snatch up the best players in the area, and there are a lot of good players. I think the fact that our league is so good, the Sunshine State Conference has created so many national champions and, you know, top-ranked teams, that sometimes some of the players that are left, you know, we want to be a top program. I mean, that's always been our goal, and we want to eventually, someday, hopefully win a national championship. And I think when that's your goal, you know, sometimes you have to look not just in the area, but outside the state, and also globally nowadays. And I think we've done that. Matt's one fine example of, you know, a player we've brought in from abroad that has helped us. We've also had, you know, like I said, a lot of local players in Jeremy Flint, Teofilo Cabillas, good local boys that have done a fantastic job here for us.
Well, you talk about Cabillas. He's one of the Hall of Famers that you've coached. The other one, Matt Parry, you just were inducted into the NSU Sports Hall of Fame. And I want to talk to you about recruiting in a minute, but I do want to harken back to the speech you gave when you were inducted into the Hall of Fame. And part of that speech was I tried to go out on the field with the players, and I think you tripped over a ball or something.
In all honesty, I didn't trip over anything. I just fell over.
Okay, I was trying to give you a prop here, bud.
No, I'm an honest person. You know, as you get a little older, I found out this week. I joined in training on Tuesday, and I'm still sore come Thursday afternoon. So I'm definitely not getting any younger or any quicker, that's for sure.
You played at a very high level. I mean, your stats, I mean, we could go through them. We could be here until Sunday. But the game has changed, and you'd only played, what, a decade ago? 15 years ago?
I graduated in 2005, so 2005 was my last season, so 6 years ago now.
6 years ago. Only 6 years ago. Mm-hmm. How much has the game changed in the 6 years that you've been out of it?
I think going back to what Coach DePalo said, it's mainly the athleticism more than anything. The athleticism, that alongside with the American players now, they've been coached at a higher level at a younger age, so their knowledge of the game has increased a lot, which, you know, you combine the knowledge, intelligence of the players and the athleticism of the players, it's really taken the game on in what would normally take probably 20 years, it's taken it on in 5 or 6 years. So the game here in the US has come on leaps and bounds in a short amount of time.
If there has been a criticism leveled at United States soccer, is that it's not baseball or football or basketball where generationally the coaches have played this game and they were good tutors and coaches and teachers of the game, unlike soccer where it wasn't part of the culture like it is in Europe and Great Britain. Yeah. And so that said, based off of what Matt said, is the coaching getting better? So now when you see the younger players coming up and you're recruiting them, that these players are further ahead than they were 5, 6 years ago?
No question. I mean, I think, you know, what you're trying to say is in basketball and baseball and football, you know, some of the cultural American sports, you know, most of the kids' parents played the game at a pretty good level in high school and college and some beyond, and they're able to offer some insight into the game, and that makes sense. I think that hasn't always been the case for soccer, where a lot of the parents who go and watch their kids on a Saturday afternoon, it's their first experience and they're trying to give insight, but unfortunately the reality is they don't really know what they're talking about. I think that's starting to change. A lot of, you know, young parents now who are having children played the game in high school and college, and I think the culture is starting to develop, and, you know, the ripple effects in 15, 20 years are going to be important, you know, for the game here.
How would you describe the culture of NSU Shark soccer?
That's a good question, Tony. Well, we're obviously a young program in terms of being in the NCAA. I believe this is our 9th year as an NCAA program and 7th year in the Sunshine State Conference officially. We're making good strides. We're catching up. There's a lot of historic athletic programs in the Sunshine State Conference, not just soccer programs. So we're slowly catching it. Everyone who's, you know, supposedly ahead of us, starting to get a footprint on the map. People are, when we go recruiting now, people know who Nova Southeastern University is. Before it was, who's Nova, where is Nova, where are you guys located? Now that's not the case. People know who we are now, which is the first step that you have to, and probably the most important step you have to take.
When you go internationally, do they know Nova? What do you sell? Walk me through. I'm a recruit. I live in Naples, Italy, and you're coming to my home. Tell me how you're going to try to lure me to South Florida.
First and foremost, I always, you know, my selling point is always the school as an academic institution. I mean, yes, we're trying to find quality players and good people, but it's, hey, if you're looking to continue university and go to school and graduate, then we've got an exceptional school for you. The obvious factors are, you know, you're going to get some good coaching. The league is outstanding. You're going to play at a good level and continue to improve as a player. And obviously, the big one is the location. I mean, so
we do stress this on this show a lot, that Nova Southeastern student athletes are truly student athletes. And you've been really at the top of the student athlete push in terms of what your grade point average has been for your soccer team.
Yeah, I mean, I think of the players that have been with me in these 13 years, of the players that have been with me for their entire 4 years, I'm pretty sure that number is 99% have graduated. You know, there might be a couple guys that are still, you know, one or two that are still finishing up a few courses, but by and large, they all graduate, and I think that says a lot. Our team GPA has been, over the last 10, 11 years, again, you know, over 3.0 most of the time. So I think that speaks volumes of the people that we try and get here, good students, good people, and good players, and that's what we're looking for, the total package, you know. It's not easy to find.
You were one of those that was the total package, and you took a leap of faith. What was it that took you here to Nova?
Probably the biggest thing was the location, like Joe said. At that point, it was actually, when I arrived here, we were just going into our first year as an NCAA school. Being from England, I didn't really know what the NCAA was, or you know how it really worked. So I actually came over for a visit on a long weekend, stayed with some of the players, showed me around the area, the local community, took me down to the beach, and that's kind of what sold it for me really. And then obviously getting to know Joe obviously coached me, and just being at ease with the people around here. So the people's the most important thing, because we have good people involved with our university, and you know it puts parents' minds at ease.
Well, it's great to have you both. I consider you both friends, and I think you do a great job. And let's tell people about 5v5. When is that, and how can they get involved? And
Yeah, the dates are
April 20,
April,
April 21. Yeah, late April this year due to Easter being early. But NSU 5v5 Soccer Festival, April 21st weekend, NSU5v5.com.
Okay. We'll have you on way before that, so we can start selling some tickets. All right. Giuseppe DePalo, Matt Parry here from Nova Southeastern Men's Soccer. Thank you, guys.